Well, Hamas attacks a month ago only served to inflame the existing constant tension and violence between Israeli settlers and Palestinians in the occupied West Bank. The area is a Palestinian territory that's been under Israeli occupation since the 60s. There are thought to be more than 700,000 Israeli settlers living in the West Bank. The extreme views of some reflect the violence, as we'll hear. There are already nearly 300 settlements, and the Israeli government is planning more, despite them being illegal under international law. 163 Palestinians have been killed in the West Bank during the month of violence.
We can measure the road in miles or in centuries. But either way, it's a long way to the settlement to which we've been invited. Arabic words have been removed nearby, but a few of the residents don't want to stop there. Benjamin is beginning his shift at the gate, finding time around his job in tech to guard the community of a few dozen families.
The video.
When he takes us to his home, he shares the story of what happened to his wife Esther, murdered 3 years ago by a Palestinian man in an anti-Semitic attack.
On the beach of Copacabana. Yeah.
How do you feel watching this back?
I miss her. I miss her very much.
He says it shows why the community here needs to protect itself.
Post-mortem and let's say checks that were done. Actually, all of her ribs were broken, her arms were broken, and he finally killed her by using a big rock and smashed her head in. Very, very difficult.
From here they can see the Palestinian villages and the walls of the West Bank. But seen from there, this is an estate which shouldn't exist. Many countries think settlements like this are illegal under international law. One of the first settlers here says he's speaking for many of his neighbours.
International law is just like international agreements between countries in foundation like UK.
And also conventions to which
when
many more than 100 countries are signed up to.
And it's nothing like standard law.
He says the images from Gaza don't upset him.
I don't have any empathy for them.
Not for kids? Not for kids in the hospitals?
What is this kid? This kid, if he has a father, his father was killing us in all this, the civilian population in Gaza support Hamas, elect them,
but we know that's
participate
not true.
in the horror. People, civilian, came to participate in the massacre. So
not children.
You know, there is 200 innocent people, 240 innocent people in Gaza. This is our hostage. This is the only innocent people there is in Gaza.
Last week, over the course of an afternoon, we watched as a Palestinian community in the West Bank was dismantled. Farmland cleared and final prayers. The residents said they were forced out by the vigilante violence of Israeli settlers who turned up and gave them a deadline to leave their land. We met Isa, who, a few hours after the 7th of October attacks, was confronted and attacked by armed settlers.
Beating you, hitting you, insulting you in a way of sexually coming to you in his body, to your mouth, and saying, I will rape you, you are my bitch.
And as we spoke, an army vehicle crept past. He and we were being watched.
They are showing power, that's it.
At the settlement, residents told me that so-called settler violence is a myth.
We've also seen Palestinian families being moved out of their home, packing up their things just last week, not far away from here.
They want to immigrate because
they say they were forced off their land.
They want to immigrate. I encourage that they will immigrate because this is not their land. This is our land.
30 years after they created this sense of quiet suburbia, there is no sense of peace.